Almost all guys that hear the fact that I said that, they're like, that was the stupidest thing to say. And some kind, like even my dad like mocked me. I think about it when he heard that story. So, that's she's my wife today, right? So it works. Like the proof is in the pudding. It wasn't like he was like, oh, will you be my girlfriend? You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, that's really an awkward question for a guy. My question was, when I talked to my wife about it, was, I would like to pursue you, which is really corny, but it was corny enough that it worked. Like it was and I didn't even plan that out. I just said that, right? I didn't even like mean to say it in some context. It was true, but it was the foundation. As a matter of fact, when you go back, almost all guys that hear the fact that I said that, they're like, that was the stupidest thing to say. And some kind, like even my dad like mocked me. I think about it when he heard that story. So, that's she's my wife today, right? So it works. Like the proof is in the pudding.
It's hard for a guy to come up with a proposal. When I proposed, I had planned on proposing the night before. So I had it planned out that she was living in Milwaukee, and I drove down there, and I was going to propose to her at the restaurant. And we went to a really nice, like, Spanish, it was kind of really small and quaint, but it was a nice Spanish restaurant. Like an actual, like, Spain Spanish type food. The problem was she had a game, she was coaching, so she had a game from like 6:30 or 7:30. I met her down there at like 5 or 6. When we watched the 2 games, junior varsity and varsity, and then that was like 40 minutes north. So by the time we got back to Milwaukee where we were going to dinner, it was like 9 o'clock. So we got to the restaurant, they had shut down the restaurant except for the bar. So we had to like eat at the bar. So I'm like, I'm not going to propose sitting at a bar. You know what I mean? So like my proposal got totally out of whack, which that was like planned to be a public type proposal. I ended up proposing the next morning. I gave her like, it was right around Valentine's Day, and I gave her a thing of candies that I had already opened, and put the ring in. I took one of the chocolates out of the center and put the ring in the chocolate. And then so when I gave her that, as a matter of fact, she like, it was so funny because she's like, you giving me chocolates that are already open? Like she was like annoyed that they're anywhere. Then she opens it up and she thought it was a joke. She didn't actually believe that I was proposing it.